So if you survived it, what are you doing now? If you survived it, that means no matter what comes your way, you're gonna overcome it. You're gonna overcome it. As a child, I didn't know exactly what it meant to have a peace of mind. I didn't know exactly what it meant to have faith of a mustard seed. But when you start going through things in your life, and storms get to raging, you start understanding just what mama said, just what your parents try to tell you. You understand all of that. And in this lifetime right now, a peace of mind is the best thing you can ever have. Especially when you went through this and you went through that and you got through this and you got through that. Because you survived it. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Silence where you can unleash your inner voice. I am your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, and season 5 is still going with some amazing people taking things to the next level and winning. Over the past few seasons, you've seen pain uncovered, new talent discovered, and transformation has occurred. Every episode has broke the silence in some type of way, and I will continue to shine that light even in the darkness to empower people to rise to the next level. It's time for us to be heard, it's time for us to be healed, and it's time for us to transform. All right, so today, let's get to the reason why we're here. Today's guest is Z Smith. She is also known as Poetically Syncere. When I tell you she's sick with the words, she's sick with the words, y'all. We actually met through my bro Charlie Nice. Yeah, he nice with the poetry. So that's right there a witness of people winning together. See how that works? You got to do it together to get to the top faster. So after her countdown, please welcome this amazing poetic voice to the Breaking the Silence platform. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being a guest. I'm excited about putting you in the spotlight and letting the world know just how great you are as a poet. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself before we get into the questions.
So I am a mother first. I am somebody's whole wife. I am a poet. I love poetry, and man, I'm just a jack of all trades. No, that's it. That sums it up.
Jack of all trades. Now, what's the jack of all trades? Now, besides the poet and the mother, what else? What else you hiding?
All right, so I found that I can do tattoos. I found that I know how to make rugs. I found that I know how to hand make like cleaning kits, like sew a whole bag together. I found that I know how to books,
Make books.
make books, but I can't put my own together. But I know, I know how to make books.
Oh,
Yes, it's the wildest thing, and that's a whole nother story. But um, I mean, I just know how to. I definitely know how to draw. I love drawing. That's a definitely a calming space.
mhm.
Um,
Lord.
I think that's it.
Wow. Wow. So tell me, how did you get started in the poetry scene? Was it journaling, or was it, you just writing down your thoughts and never look back to it?
So actually, I was in high school, and the librarian. I like the librarian. He was real cool, you know. So He had gave us an assignment to write a short poem. It didn't have to be more than 5 sentences. It didn't have to rhyme. It can just be whatever you feel. And boy, I just started writing. And then I couldn't stop writing. I just kept writing because it felt like a way for me to just pour out all of what I was going through, so young, you know.
Right.
And that was it. Once I figured out I can do this and I know how to do it, and it's not intentional. I'm not intentionally writing. I'm things happen, you know?
Right.
Something has to happen. I could be in love, I could be sad, I could be anything, my children, anything. And it just pours out on the paper,
Nice.
you
I
know?
love it.
So it's not an intentional writing. I just do it.
Wow. So, like for me, in order for me to really like write something, I have to be either it has to be completely silent, or I have to have some type of music in the background, like some type of instrumental to kind of like bring it out of me. What does your creative process look like when you sit down to write something?
That's a good question. So when, because I don't sit down and write nothing.
Mm.
I can be in my car, right? I could be let's just say I'm so in love, head over heels, and I could just be in my car thinking about
Mm.
this one person. And then it's like, it just hits me, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to find something to write on right now, right?
Wow.
I got to get it out my head right now.
Hmm.
But the thing is when it happens like that, sometimes it's not like a full poem.
Right.
Sometimes it comes out like 3 sentences. So I gotta kind of now I gotta add to it. Now I have to think,
Hmm.
but I like it like that. I've never done it with music. I don't know how that would be for me with an instrumental. I've never done that.
It's nice. It's nice because it makes it flow a little bit more because you start really pouring all that stuff out. But like you said, with that poem, I have to keep a notepad beside my bed because I can wake up in the middle of the night with a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I had to write it down real quick. And like you write those 3 sentences, that ends up being a part of another poem that you're gonna write later.
Absolutely, yes. Yes, yes, it is. I'm telling you, it could just be a sentence, and I'll write it on the top of a page somewhere just so I can remember I wrote that. I don't
Hmm.
know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna fit it somewhere.
We'll put it somewhere.
And notepad. Look, my notebook is sitting right underneath my bed in a corner,
Wow.
tucked.
Wow.
Yes, with a pencil too.
So what you need to do, since those thoughts, you could be sitting in the car. What I end up having to do is get a recorder and
Mhm.
take it with me, or you can use your phone and just
Mhm.
record it. Record the
Mhm.
thought right then, because if you leave that thought, it's gone. It's not gonna
Right.
come right back in your head. So if you don't have nothing to write down with, record on your phone so you can get down right then and go back and write it.
All right. I'm gonna try that. But the what I like is once I think of it, it keep playing in my head. The whole line. It don't
Nice.
leave. Like it just keep going and going and going until I can write it down.
Let me find out. You got talent.
I don't know what happens, but my head it just worked like that. And it only works like that with poetry. I can't remember. I don't know what I did 2 hours ago. I don't know. I don't
Wow.
have a clue.
So what is the story behind your poetic name? How did you come up with it?
Poetically sincere. So I love poetry. I feel like I am a poetic queen,
Mm.
right? I write with feeling. Everything has meaning. Everything that comes out of me has real meaning, real sincerity. It's poetry at its finest. You know, I am poetry. That's how I feel about myself.
Wow.
My favorite poet is Maya Angelou.
Yes. Oh, I love her.
Love this lady. I've loved her since I was a young girl. Um, I love her poems. I love how it flows, the words. It just gives you a vibration through your body. I just like that.
Yeah,
I like
because she write from her feelings.
that. Right. My father writes poetry too. man, and he is a phenomenal. He actually he has a few books out, older books he's wrote a long time ago, but he is. I mean, his poetry is intense. So he didn't know I wrote poetry. We didn't have the best relationship when I was growing up, right?
Right.
We did not like each other at all.
Wow.
It wasn't until I was an adult that I actually seen that he wrote poetry. So then I told him, I said, hey, I write too. I said, I'll email you if you email me, and then we could just, go off each other. And then that
Nice.
kind of formed a little bond between us. Yeah.
Nice. See, it came from somewhere. It came from your father.
Oh
Wow.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
is it do you have like a particular moment or experience where a poem just kind of like jumped in your head and inspired you to just write?
I don't. You want to know something so crazy about me? I don't like to read. And it sounds so bad. I don't like to read. Okay? I don't like to read nothing. So
What?
I'm gonna be very honest. I don't open books and read other people poetry. Um I think the only one poem I've ever read was Why the Cage Bird Sings.
Yeah.
I hear poetry. I listen to it flow, but I don't just sit down and I don't like to read. I know it's so bad, but I don't like to read.
I'm gonna need you to do better.
I'm being honest. I can read. I don't like to. I don't. To me, it just takes too long. You know, I just feel like people could just give me the shorter version, talk it out to me.
Talk it out.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let me flip it on the other side.
Okay.
When do you know a poem is finished? Because you know, as a writer, you can go on and on with a thought. So when do you know that okay, this is it? This poem is completed?
I never feel like my poems are completed.
Mm.
I always feel like I could write a poem 2 years ago, and then I'll read it today and feel like, oh no, I could let me tweak this. Oh, I gotta add this to the end. It's some more.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like it's never an end to it.
Wow. You
I
know what?
don't
I
know
feel
when
the
it
same
ends.
way. I feel the same way about writing because you write because you can feel 2 years from now after writing something, you can feel a whole different feeling. And then
Exactly.
now you're gonna tweak the whole poem, you're gonna add to it, you're gonna take away from it. So yeah, you're right. Like my son writes poetry. And
Okay.
every time he writes poetry and I read it, I'm like, wait a minute, it's more to that poem. Why'd you end it there? He's like,
Right.
you always say that because I feel like you got more to bring
To
out of
give.
that
Yeah.
poem. You're
Hmm.
not done. He said, well, how do you know when a poem is finished? I said, I really don't, to be honest. I just recite it over and over again until it sounds like it's an end to it. But
Right.
you can tweak it later. You're right. You can come back to it.
Yeah.
So
All
so is
right. So
there go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you, I wrote one intentional poem.
Mm,
One intentional poem for my son. He had a poetry contest in his ELA class, and he came to me last minute too, like literally like 2 days before, and he was like, my teacher said I gotta write a poem. I don't know what to write, and I'm like, he's like, can you help me? So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, I can tell him how to write it, you know, but he might want to win this one. Okay. So I'm gonna just let me just go ahead and write the whole poem for him. The poem is called Siblings, and um, I wrote it. He wrote it over in his own handwriting. He handed it in, and then we went to this poetry contest. He read it and
wow.
he won it.
Wow.
So I mean, this I know what I'm capable of. You're poetically sincere. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is.
Listen, listen. See, you got all this talent in your hands and you over there sitting on it. You should have had this
I
book
just
out by now.
I wrote this book. Let me tell you about this book. It's crazy. So I wrote the book originally maybe 7, 8 years ago. I wrote the book, and then I gave the book to my mom because I wanted her to read it because she wrote a book. I wanted her to
Mm.
read it, tell me what it's like, if it's good, what you think of it. And then we stopped talking to each other, and I never got that book back.
Oh wow.
So now I had to rewrite the whole thing all over again. I read it constantly, tweak it, right? I haven't had nobody reread it. I don't. My father said send it to me. I said I don't think you want to read this one. This kind of intense. Okay,
Mm.
I think your eyes might be a little bit like why she was doing that. you
Mhm.
know.
Oh
So,
man.
but I really do want to put the book out because and not just that, I have a poetry book as well
Hmm.
that I have a massive amount of poems, different genres, whatever you want to call them, it's all there, but I just don't know how to go about it. But I
It,
have it. It's done. It's ready. It's
I-
ready for the world.
it's not as hard as you think to publish a book. People make it seem like it is. It's so simple. It really is. It's not as hard. But we're gonna
Okay.
talk about that behind the scenes. So I'm gonna play a snippet of Love Thing so they can get
Okay.
a feel of your poetic words.
Okay. I have a love story so true, it'll knock you out your shoes. You see, last year I stumbled upon a type of love that just came natural. On Facebook dating one night, I saw a few people of interest, so I swiped right. This one guy's image appeared. It was daring, and I found myself staring. I thought I swiped left, but I quickly found out he was right. You see, he sent a message that caught my attention. Something about can he buy me breakfast? After he attempted a second time with that question, he then told me our universes were connected. 5 days later, he wanted to be my boyfriend. It was the sweetest gesture. With a broken foot and after our first car accident, my soul was calling for this love fling. A month and some weeks later, life got real, and I then became his Mrs. Love Thing. I kinda wasn't ready for what he had to bring, but somehow he made my cage bird sing. It's a love thing.
Now you gotta tell me the story behind that poem.
All right. So this is a real for real. This is a real crazy story. All right. So I literally just moved back to North Carolina last year in August, right? And I was not looking to be in a relationship with nobody. I was honestly just looking for friends out
Mhm.
here, okay? And so I get on Facebook dating. I put that in my little profile details, just looking for friends. Okay. I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a girlfriend. I just want friends.
Mhm.
So I'm seeing some guys and girls, and they looking good. And I'm swiping. I'm like, oh yeah, I like this one. Check. Okay. Yeah, that one too.
Too much check.
And then it was this guy. And I thought in my mind that I swiped left because I
Mm.
wasn't interested. I
Wow.
had no interest. Right when I first seen him, that's the appearance, the eyes will fool you.
Mhm.
So I wasn't interested. So I thought I swiped left, but apparently I swiped right.
Mm.
And then he sent me a message, and he told me I was beautiful. He asked me, what I was looking for. I told him just friends. He asked me what does it take to be my friend. I told him, I said, communication, some honesty, a little loyalty, I'm simple. I don't ask for too much.
Right.
You ain't even got to sit on the phone with me. I don't care. I just want to be your friend. So he was like, oh, okay. So he was like maybe two days later, he was like, can I buy you breakfast? So I ignored him. I'm like, that's weird. I'm from up north. That
Mhm.
nobody, you're not buying me nothing. You're not coming here. So um, then he asked again. He was like, listen, I get off of work in the morning. I think you're a beautiful woman. I just really would like to buy you breakfast. That's it. No funny business, no nothing. I just want to buy you breakfast. So I was like, I'm gonna put on my ugliest look. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna look so ugly, and I'm gonna tell him the most expensive breakfast that I like, and I'm gonna see if he gonna get it. So I told him I want Dame's waffles and chicken. Okay, I like
Mm.
waffles and chicken. Okay,
Oh,
and that
that's
one I know expensive. That thing is, and it tastes good. So
mm,
he calls me. He got off of work at like 6 in the morning. He calls me. He says, "Listen, they not open until 10." So I was like, "All right." He said, "But I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna wait until they open." So I'm like, oh, "Okay." So he go waiting. I guess he waiting. And then he places the order. He calls me. He says, well, "What kind of syrup do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, he really was waiting." Okay. So then he comes and he brings it. Now, the crazy ironic part is he literally lived 5 minutes from my house at the time. Right.
wow.
So he brings the breakfast, and this man, such a gentleman, he didn't even get out the car. He just opened the window. No funny business, he said, and just handed me the breakfast. He said, "How you doing?" You know what I'm saying? And we started talking. But then I grabbed my breakfast and I skated, right? I came
Not
downstairs.
ran.
I came downstairs in my sweatpants, and I was cooking. I was frying some food. I looked a little messy, but I did that on purpose because I feel like I'm a gorgeous woman. You know, People look at me and the first thing they think in their mind is, "Oh my God, she looks so. Look at her eyes." And I'm like, I wonder if I look dingy, you know, my hair all messed up, if I don't look like my pictures, will you still talk to me?
Right.
Will you still want me? You know what I'm saying? So as I'm skating off, I thought about it. This is all wrong, Z. You can't do that. All right, that's not nice. Turn back around. I went back. I said, "Get out the car. Give me a hug. Thank you so much for the breakfast."
Oh.
That man left. Now, an hour later, I called him back. I said, "Well, what you doing?
Now you know what he doing.
Are you busy?" But he said, "No, I'm just with my brother. Why? You want me to come over there?" I said, "Yeah, come chill with me." So he came and we sat outside and we was chilling and just chilling. And then next thing you know, I'm at his mom house. Now asking this, I said, if I want to spend a night at your house, can I? If I want to come to your house, can I? Because I done dealt with a man that didn't want me to come to. I didn't even know where he lived. So can I come to your house?
Wow.
Because if I can't come to your house, we can't talk. Because I don't know what you got going on. I don't trust that. But he said,
Exactly.
"Yeah, you come to my house." When I said, "Can I spend a night at your house?" He said, "Yeah, but I just gotta bring a bed upstairs." You know what I'm saying? It's no problem though. Whenever you want to come. So I'm like, "All right, cool." So I go start staying and chilling. We going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, he moved me, and my 4 children into his mom's house until we can find us our own home.
Wow.
In the process, I mean, it really felt like, because he really said, when I seen your pictures, he said it felt like I felt something different. So it felt
Mm.
like our universe is connected, you
Wow.
know? And I said, I don't know what that means. Okay. If I like
Mm.
you, I like you. And that's that. Period. So, um, I broke my foot. 2 days after my birthday. And
Dang.
then the next day we got in a car accident, right? If that's not bad luck,
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
what it was. But it happened. Okay. So then he asked me later that night, he was like, would you like to be my girlfriend? And I was like, yeah, I think I would. Then we
Mhm.
started talking about marriage. And we just did it. We
Dang.
ain't gonna tell nobody. My daughter came and she signed the paper. She was the witness. His brother came and he was the witness, and we got married. And November 29th, we would be married for a year. And I'm gonna
Wow.
tell you something though, right? Because what would be the difference? And this is real. What would be the difference between marrying somebody and living with them, getting to know them like that, or getting to know somebody outside of living in a house with them? You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I made a connection with a person that was different.
Yeah.
I did not expect this. I didn't come down here looking for nobody. I didn't want a somebody, to be honest. I wanted myself. That's it. And then he came in because we asked for certain blessings in times when we really broken and we really just need love and care
Mhm.
and just somebody to just hold you, right? But
Mhm.
I didn't feel broken. I felt like I was good. I finally put myself in a space where I don't need nobody. I
Right.
got me. I'm great. I'm good, right?
Mhm.
And then here he comes.
Yeah, he come. Yeah.
He don't need nobody. He's great. He's good. He gets along. You know what I'm saying? He has his kids. He fathers his children. He comes and he fathers my children. And he's just a man, right? We don't see that too often no more. We don't see
No.
men be men. But I'm gonna tell you what he is. He opens the door for me. I don't carry bags out the grocery store. I don't work because he's a man, right?
Mm.
We really live that old school lifestyle. Woman stays home, take care of home and the children. I'm here. He gets up and he goes to work and he's there 6 days a week.
Wow.
And he makes his money and and he gives it to me.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
But
Yeah,
people
you
don't
don't find that no more.
understand that dynamic,
Mm-mm. You don't
right?
find that.
But you got to go through your life. You got to go through love. You got to go through different situations sometimes to get
Mhm.
your person,
You're right.
right? Because you
You
don't wake up. Not everybody is so lucky to find a middle school sweetheart or they preschool sweetheart or they high
exactly.
school one. You know what I'm saying? Some people just got to go through love, and I'm an advocate for it. I don't mind. I don't mind being open and honest. You gotta go through the process.
You do.
Everybody's not for you.
You right. Ooh. Yes, you better
But your
say that
person
loud.
will come along and be for you. And when that person come along, you're gonna know, you're gonna feel it. This is my person. This
Mhm.
is when you wake up and your person's not there, you feel like you don't have a piece of you.
Yeah.
My husband goes to work at night. I gotta go to sleep by myself. My piece is missing. I wake up sometimes like, you good? You okay? All right, just going back to sleep now. You know, it's
Right.
just that connection. He was right. Our universes, they are
Yeah.
definitely connected.
That is a beautiful love story. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, and he's
And
awesome.
you said you was supposed you thought you swiped right.
I thought no, I thought I swiped left. Right was for the
Right
yes,
was the
the
good.
checks.
Okay.
Yes, I thought I went left, but I went right. I did right with the mistake.
Yes. Yes.
I did I
Yes.
did right.
It wasn't a mistake. It was meant to be. It
It
was
was
meant to
meant to
be.
be. You are absolutely right. Nothing
Meant to
happens
be.
by mistake.
Exactly. So do you
And he is.
believe Do you believe that a poet's voice is shaped by their life experiences around them?
Absolutely.
Why do you
Absolutely.
why do you
Everything
think
that
that?
I have written has been an experience of my life. Everything. Whether it was bad, sad, happy, it doesn't matter. Everything is of experience. I've tried before to make up a poem in my head, just make one up. It don't sound right. It's not right. It don't come out right. It has to be it has to be an experience of life. I feel like
You're right. Those are
that's
the
like going
best
to talk
poems
to
though.
that's like going to talk to a therapist. They can't help you unless they experienced it. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
That's
I
true.
don't need no book therapist.
That's
You.
true.
I don't want you to read my poems unless this right here is hitting home for you.
Exactly. Exactly. So in your opinion, what do you think it means to write from the soul? Like the soul.
Mm, mm. So I feel like for me, I've experienced a lot of heartache, a lot of pain, physical pain, mental pain, a lot of emotional pain. I've experienced a lot of hurt. And so for me, when I'm writing and I'm writing about my pain, and as I'm writing, my tears start rolling down my eyes. You understand that poem came from way down somewhere there. You understand
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm, because you had to open that wound again to write
Oh
that
yeah,
poem.
that's writing from your soul.
Whew, those are the best poems though, honestly.
Oh
When you write like that, even though you have to open, go through that experience again and relive it to a degree, and it's hard for you to like transition out of that them emotions,
yeah.
but what you put on paper,
Mhm.
powerful, powerful.
Yep.
So
Yep.
how do you think your poems might be understood by the future generations long after you've written them? How do you think they're gonna perceive your words?
Let's see. How do I answer that with this type of generation?
Okay.
Okay. Because I think the generational curse is only going to get worse. So I don't know. I'm a very direct poet. As you heard in my poetry, is direct.
Mhm,
Okay. He asked if he could be my boyfriend. I said yes. Then I became his wife.
mhm.
Clear and cut, straight to the point. That's how I feel like that'll resonate with those generations later down the line. Because
You're right.
this is it. This is the experience. Have you experienced this? If you experienced this, this is for you. I wrote this one for you. You understand this. It's direct. Life is direct for me. So
I swear, ain't no straight. It's either this or that. It ain't straight shooters in life. Life
right,
is real, for real.
right,
So, do you ever
absolutely.
think about your poems? Think about what your poems will say about you after you're gone. Well, after you're gone, you wrote that book because you're gonna write that book. Have you ever
Hmm.
thought about what life for others would be like? You know how Maya Angelou poems are deep, and somebody out there is always going to resonate with the pain that she endured in her life, and look at her words and her poems as strength to get them through. So, do you think that your poems is gonna help somebody the same?
I definitely do think that my poems would help somebody just the same. When you feel pain, right? And you write, all your pain pours out, right? Even your happiness, all of that pours out on this paper. If all of that is true in its meaning, when somebody reads this poem, they're going to feel everything that you wrote
Yeah.
in every word that you wrote it.
Mhm.
That's how I'm going to capture people. That's how people going to remember me. They're going to be like, "Oh, you remember that poem Z wrote? That love thing. Yeah. Huh.
Uh,
That's it right there. That's how they gonna remember me. Straight to the point.
I love it. So I'm gonna play the last clip of myself and get him a sneak peek. All
Okay.
right.
I often sit with myself, think with myself, cry with myself, wonder with myself. How did I get myself here? In a lonely place, stressing in an empty space, no one to talk to, no one to cry to, no one to reach out to, realizing that I only have myself. The world is cold, I don't feel whole, mentally alone and by myself, mentally done, mentally wondering, how did I get here with myself?
Now tell me the meaning behind that poem. What led you to write that poem?
Because you only have yourself. You understand? You don't have nobody else. All right, but for real though, I come from a really toxic family. Okay, I mean toxic. There's something wrong with them. You ever felt like you're you in a whole room full of people and you the only person that just seem like you out of place and something wrong with all of these people here? That's
Yeah.
my family. Nowhere to go, nowhere to turn to, no one to talk to, no one there. Nobody is there. I've gone through the most deepest, most painfulest, most hurtful times in my life where I just needed a person. Just just be my mom or just be my dad. Just why don't you be my sister? Don't leave me when I'm hurt. Don't leave me when I'm down. Don't leave me like this. But what's funny is because when you make the come up, everybody there, hey sister, you remember
Hmm.
I gave birth to you
Hmm.
back then?
Yep.
And it's like, no, no, hold on now, wait a minute, because I only had myself when I was messed up. I was sleeping in my car. You know, I didn't have no money. I got in a car accident. I didn't have nobody. I was homeless. Nobody. I mean, you could have gave me a blanket. I would have been thankful.
Exactly. People only, you're right. People only think about themselves though. That's the thing.
On the back of my arm, it says no love lost because I feel like at the end of your day, at the end of your everything, you have yourself. You don't lose love. In the end, you love you, right? If you
Right?
love yourself strong enough, then you can love yourself for anybody else that's slacking on it,
Wow. Never thought about it
you
that
know?
way.
So you don't lose love. You can't be sad if somebody doesn't want to be there to love you no more, somebody doesn't want to help you, or if somebody is just not there. We make changes, you
Mhm.
know? And in my change, I have myself and just myself. I started growing. And in me starting to grow, when you turn 30, everything is different.
Oh,
Okay.
child.
So so when I turned 30, everything just I don't know what happened. It just everything was like, what is going on?
Oh, wait till
I'm
you get to
looking at
40.
people different. I'm wondering why people moving like this. Why you acting like that? You too grown for this. I'm trying to figure out why the kids is acting like this. I mean, I'm trying to figure out a whole lot of things at 30 years old. So me trying to figure it out, I'm shaping myself.
Boom.
And while I'm shaping myself, I'm starting to cut all this toxicity out of my life, right?
Mhm.
I don't care who you are. My mama didn't raise me. My great grandma did. And I don't care who you are. I will cut you off like a bad habit real
Mm.
quick. Okay? You
Wow.
could say the slightest thing. If I feel like it was wrong, I don't want to talk to you no more. You know? That's how I operate because I only have myself.
Mm.
In the end, it's just myself. My kids grow up, they leave the nest. You have yourself. I love my husband to death, but let's be realistic. Marriage is here to last forever, and I intend on that happening, right?
Right.
He can, God forbid, pass away, and then who do you have?
Yourself.
Yourself. You don't have nobody but you. If you don't take care of you, your mental health, your mental wellness, your everything about you, you won't be okay. And on a woman's standpoint, right? For a woman, if you don't take care of yourself financially, okay? I don't care if you married, unmarried, happy and unhappy. You still got to have your own finances for yourself. That man ain't always going to be there to take care of you.
That's
It's
true.
not how life works.
That's true. I feel like you talking to me every time. See, somebody be talking about self care. She says it to me all the time. You need to get you some rest. And you tell me you don't take care of yourself because all you got is yourself. I hear you,
I'm
Lord.
serious.
Sending people to me.
I take care of I take care of my husband, my 4 children, and then his 3 when they come. In
Mm,
that, it's like, where do you find time for yourself? And we're not just talking about I'm taking care of 7 children. Let me get a little deeper. 2 of the 7 have ADHD
uh-oh.
and ODD. So we
Mm,
talking about behavioral challenges in my home. Okay, one just came from a group home. So
mm,
my mental has to be there. I
right.
don't play about my peace. I wake up every day with a smile on my face. I'm just happy about life. I woke up today, I'm here, I'm good. You know, I can care less if I wake up next to a grumpy man. I'm happy. You
Exactly.
better catch the contagiousness,
Better.
okay? But you
So
have to take care of yourself. It's so important.
you have to. You have to. I'm listen, I'm headed towards vacation, so I'm gonna do a lot of self-care. I'm gonna practice
Okay.
it more often this time around. And maybe when I return next year back into the next season, I'll be refreshed and I'll
Yes.
understand what self-care really means and feels
Oh
like.
yeah. Go get you some massages. Go get you
Something.
all of that. Go get
Oh,
them things. Listen to me. I used to do that. I used to get a massage twice a month, every month, right? Well, I got fibromyalgia, but it's important. Your body needs that. Your body needs to feel, those touches. It
right,
needs to be pushed and pulled and turned different ways because we're not stretching everything.
right.
A
Yeah,
lot of people don't got time to stretch. They got things to do. If you just
right.
take a moment, go get you a little 30-minute massage, you'll be stretched.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. So we down to almost the end. I have two more questions for you.
Okay.
If you had to live without the ability to write poetry, how do you think that would affect you?
I don't know. I think I'll go crazy. What would I already talk a lot. I think I'll talk more. I don't think I would shut up. I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Wow.
I
Wow.
need to write. I have to write. It's an outlet.
That's how it gets those thoughts off your mind, keep you sane,
Yeah.
because I know it does for me. For
Hmm.
real. So I'm down to my last question.
Okay. What's up?
If you could have a conversation with your future self,
Mm.
what would you say?
I tell her, hold on, shorty. Now listen. All right, you got to take a break. Just sit down. Just sit down. Just sit down. Take a moment.
Well, hold on short. Take
For real, that's what I had to tell myself. Just take a moment. You need to take a moment.
a moment.
For
Wow.
real. That's that I think that's all I would say. You need to take a moment. I don't take no moment. So I don't have time to remember nothing. I have to write everything down in my life cuz I don't have space to remember what I need to do cuz I have so much going on. So that's what I would say. Take a moment, just relax, sit down, tune everybody out. Nobody's here. Lock a door. They say that to you when you have children. When you have children, your children getting on your nerves, your children crying, you don't know what to do. It is okay to step away.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Just put everything away. But it's okay to
Gotcha.
take a moment for yourself, love on yourself, heal yourself, so you can be your best self. And that's I think that's what I would tell myself.
Nice. So now this is your time to shine. I mean, shine, shine, shine. So I'm gonna run your countdown again,
Okay.
and then when that countdown ends, you're gonna be on the platform by yourself. But see, I'm gonna do a twist to this. I
Okay.
want you to recite something.
Oh no, I don't. Oh my God, hold on.
You gotta
Oh,
come prepared over here. You never know. You never know. Want
I
you to
got one. I
recite.
got one I could play for you. How about that?
Okay. All right. We
I could do.
no.
Come on, no, you got
Come
me.
on now. You got this. You gonna be in the limelight. You about to write this book. You about to be out there reciting. I'm
Yeah. All right,
speaking
let
it
me
on
see what
you.
I got. Let me see what I got.
So I want you to recite a poem, but also want you to let everybody know where to find you and when to expect this book to release as well. So I'm about to play your countdown. Be ready.
All right, so this poem I got is called Marriage. So making a commitment is different. Trusting someone you love is tough. Communicating can sometimes be rough. Honesty is never enough. The beauty of marriage is the struggles for us. Keeping a commitment is the easy part. Trusting someone you love is smart. Communicating, making a commitment, communicating makes the commitment the easy part. Honesty grows the commitment. Even if things get tough, rough, or different, just know that marriage is always enough. You can find me on YouTube at Poetically Syncere. I'm also on TikTok, Sincere Z, and that's me.
So now you ain't say nothing about that book. You ain't say when that book was coming out. You held it back from me.
I did, because, I don't know, but I'm going to try. I'm going to work my hardest to have it out sometime next year,
You got
because I
this.
really want the world to know, read my story. Let my story be your story. The book is called Her Sincerest Story.
Nice.
So let my story be your story. We can share in this story. The poems, I don't have a name yet, but it's coming your way. It'll be there. I
Okay.
promise I'm gonna let you know.
I'm gonna hold you to it too, and I'm gonna help you get there too. We gonna talk behind the
All right.
scenes, and we gonna get that book out next year. I got your back. But
Okay.
thank you so much for coming and being a guest on my platform. Because of people like you, I can still have a platform. So I am forever grateful. And if there's anything that I can do for you, you let me know. I'm
Okay.
gonna help you in that book anyway.
And anytime, I like this. This is great. This is fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All
And
right.
thank you so much to everyone else out there that's tuning into this amazing episode with Z Smith, better known as Poetically Sincere. Listen, we got to do this together. Y'all already know what I'm going to say. In order for us to get to the top, we have to do it together. One person at a time, together, because we can get there faster. So I would like to thank you for tuning into this amazing episode. She had a survivor story within this episode. I know y'all heard it. Y'all heard all them gems drop. Yes. And I hope that this conversation has brought you some type of insight, encouragement, and a reminder that whatever you're trying to do in your life, you can still achieve it. But everything starts with you. So you have to push yourself to your highest potential in your life, and you can do it. So as we continue this journey together, remember that your voice matters, your life matters, and no matter what you do in this life, don't let your past define who you are. Don't let your past define you. And if today's episode has touched you, I encourage you to reflect, share, and continue to break the silence in your own life. So until next time, later.
Do you trust me? With my life, I said, this came with lots of time. How much do you trust me? Enough, I said, to build more for later in life. Do you trust me? I don't know, I said. I'm looking for your loyalty. How much do you trust me? This much, I said, from you disappointing me. Do you trust me? No, I said, you keep lying, and I'm tired. How much do I distrust you? A lot, I said. Too many fallouts.